Welcome back, guys, to Fire Emblem Three Houses, where last episode Dimitri took our hand and extracted himself from his darkness, apologizing to his house as we changed our focus of attack, now aiming to head towards Faerghus to retake our home kingdom at last. So began our monastery exploration of chapter 18, as we soon have Dimitri's supports to view. Onwards!
I think all our renown is gained, so teaching time. Now, how do I navigate this month? Maybe I do a battle on the last weekend, just to get some more levels or stuff. Dimitri's back! I mean, Dimitri, you've got your own classes, so you don't really need a masterclass, so to say, but if you were going to go to a masterclass, you don't really have any options, do you? I think War Master Dimitri would look really funny. I mean, you've already got the lance for that, I guess. Yeah, you're not really getting anywhere here, buddy. I think you're fine being whatever you are currently. Let's look at your personal goals. I had you on axes and horses, but you're actually bad at axes. Oh, I didn't know that. Got your horses up pretty far. Could make him a great knight. Sure, that would be a brilliantly not brilliant idea. Okay, I'll just make you authority in horses then. More authority for you probably would not be a bad thing. Sure, you go with that. Right, he's back in. We're doing brawling with you. Axis is actually about to reach an A with the do. I'm just wondering if I should teach out his axes. Get that to an A. And have him on authority brawling. Just a bit, maybe. Well, you can be taught, Dimitri. But we really don't know what to teach you. Because you're crap at axes. Why are you so crap? Randomly, we got you some faith. Did you end up with that from something? I don't even know. Get him to an E+ in flying? Sure. Mortal Savant. I mean, we're not actually bad on his swords, I'd like to point out, so... Except that his reason is also a downer. I guess getting him to an A...
to your coaching.
Look, he's back! He needs some praise.
Thanks. I'm a bit embarrassed.
I've been away from the teaching for so long.
This will be useful.
I don't think there really is a better battalion I can get you, however. Something makes me doubt it, let's put it that way.
Answered correctly. No need for praise.
Right, we're buffing out your axes. Oh! Oh!
Answered correctly.
Oh!
Answered correctly.
My favourite. You learned armor strike?
There must be more I can do.
You've got a hammer, so you don't necessarily need that. So let's start hitting your brawling even more.
I appreciate your efforts.
Alright, who else am I doing for what now? Getting you to an A in reason, maybe? Who do I want, where and why? Where is Ash? Okay, your bows is up. We're still trying to get your flying, was it? No, your flying's fine. No, you're riding. Keep riding.
This will...
We'll make you use the bow again if it's the last thing we do.
I've learned a lot.
I know you've learned a lot.
This will be...
Alright, Felix. La 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 la. I mean, his faith's about to knock over again, but equally, he's not actually going to get a spell.
Hey, that was...
On a C+.
I thought this was a test.
Faith level 3 though. I mean, he does have physics.
All right, that's enough pray.
That's better than a spell list than I thought you'd originally get.
Hey,
By a mile.
hey, that.
Probably should actually level up your axes, considering I mainly use you as an axe guy for some reason. Alright, Annette was still doing Faith to get herself, hopefully, a spell.
Thanks for your time.
Are we kind of going between that and...
I'm starting to get it.
Yes, that, really. Hitting you to a B plus into an A would probably be quite good, though your last gambit was ridiculously good. I'm just gonna say. 67 hit on the
Thanks for your
gambit.
time.
Way more than I expected you to knock out there. We'll just spam you with reason. See if you can get a new spell at A.
It was nothing. Of course I got it.
Pretty please.
Quite an. Quite.
And last one, train. I guess we are doing axes.
Looks like I. Ah,
Just in case.
that was just.
Weirdly enough, you're going to be ahead of the guy who's used an
appreciate
axe
your
throughout
guidance.
most of the whole playthrough, Sylvain, as this is working out. But finally, that last seat is filled.
Hey, Professor, I got a question.
Well, we're already A+, so we don't need one. Whenever I visit home, my brother yammers on and on about all the things I'm doing wrong. It's so exhausting. I wish he'd back off and let me live my life. What do you think I should do? He needs a girlfriend? Set him up with someone? Yammer back at him, see how he likes it, yeah.
Oh, wow, I get it now.
You drown out the noise in a cacophony and really upset your parents. Dimitri and Dadu sitting opposite each other. Our table is so pleasantly filled. It's Annette's birthday! What you like, Annette? I don't know what you like. Let's give you a crescent moon
Hello
tea.
there. I'm here for a visit.
A candlelight visit by the look of it.
Thank you. Whew, it's piping hot.
I guess at A, everyone gets the private room treatment.
Huh?
Alright, hopes for your future. Step 1.
Okay.
Likeable allies? Yeah, thought Annette would care about that. Not cute monks. Good jokes.
Sure.
You don't like jokes? What's wrong with you?
Thanks for the treat. It was so yummy.
Annette doesn't appreciate puns. She'd hate the chat.
I will enjoy this.
You can count on me.
Yes, but now it's gonna...
Pretty good
Oh, it didn't
job,
take
if
that
I
long to
do
load
say
this
so
time.
myself.
Those guys are always perfecting that. Well, this is where we're just going to get a lot of teaching in, to be honest, quite quickly, I'd say. And a little bit of training here and there. Well, there's a lot going up here. Blooming hell. Lots of people are going over.
It's starting to feel like a part of me.
Dorothea learnt physics.
One step before the next step.
Petra's got battalion Wrath.
I think I've got the idea.
Mariana's learnt aura and reason level 2.
I didn't even know I cared this much.
That's prowess level 4 for Hilda.
Age is but a number.
Hanneman's got dex 4 for his riding. Oh, a lot went up. They didn't actually get a lot of stuff. So I'm guessing now we're going to see, yeah, the rest percentage is going to climb from here, isn't it? Right, we've got a rare battle. If we're going to do a rare battle, we'll do that one. To be perfectly honest. Leading us into something there. Because we've got basically everyone at the right stats. So what we may as well do at any point in time is just keep boosting up stuff. So, for example, we can get Ash to Bow Knight. That's the goal. And to do that, we just need to teach and teach well. So most people go to a seminar or something like that. I say explore. Right, so how can I get this through as fast as possible? Basically, it's going to be training me as much as possible. As quickly as possible. While also getting whatever we can. I didn't want to get trained by you. Oh, whatever, Bernie. Train me to a D+ in Lances for no apparent reason.
This experience.
It's critical, you know. I meant to go to Lasethia and get my reason up a bit more. I want new spells, you know.
With it now.
So this should go somewhat fastish. Actually, I'm only getting a B+ next. It's just not like I can get a new spell yet anyway.
Professor.
So this is going to be me zipping in and out. Managing the stuff. Garrick Mac meat pies, bitter? What do they put in it?
That looks appetizing.
Yeah, you just get it, Professor. This is my favorite.
Well, they didn't need more bonds. They're already at the A+-ish. Right, so I just need to hit the other ones now. Dimitri and Dadu. Maybe I should have done like Dimitri with like Annette. When I think about it.
I never thought I would be able to enjoy a meal with my friends again.
No one is to blame. But yes, we should eat together more often.
I think we need to get Dimitri eating with everyone again. Ah, they're back together. The dynamic duo. Annette and Ash, you will eat it too.
Ooh.
Somehow, everything tastes better with company.
Looks like maybe they actually had a unique dialogue and I didn't realise. Right, so the only ones left are Ingrid and absolutely no one else because I do 7 trainings. So let's try and get that Ingrid Sylvain duo going. Did Sylvain eat with someone I didn't realise? Or does he really not like that? Oh, I must have actually ate meal with him and didn't realise it. Do we want to train Ingrid? I mean, technically we could give her gifts to sweeten her up a little bit as well. I want to just hang out with Satef, I guess.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
The flavor is nostalgic to me for some reason. I'd like some more.
Random support built between those two. Right, that's our eating done. Of course, we've also got those supports to view with Dimitri et al. In fact, Satef and Ingrid just procced a support from me just eating with them a little bit. So that's interesting. Right, all the spellcasters. Where are you at? Oh, yeah, they're in there, aren't they? I'm right next to the dining hall. This is going to be like me speed teaching now. That's what we're doing.
I agree.
I'll walk in and go, learn some stuff, kids. And then I'll walk off again. You better learn good. You better learn real good. If you're not learning, I'll get you. I'll get you good. That's how this is going down. Speed running a seminar. Why not? You can't stop me. Speedrun a note. Sure. Few opportunities to fight. When that day comes, what should I do? How will I keep my sword skills sharp? Whoa, what was this? Strive to become the best in all of Fódlan, Felix. I don't think we actually need more support with each other, but still.
understand how it is my hope that...
Can you drill me? You can, in faith. Not bad, we got great though. And how much renown do I need for a next level up? I need 1,000, we're at 700. So technically next month's quests. Essentially, I want to get to the end of this month as fast as possible without wasting my days. Because I can't stand the waste that would result from me resting. Even though my guys are probably well up for it at this point. And you guys are probably well up for it at this point. I just can't let it be, you know? Anyway. That was the week. That was nice and fast. And I still didn't get those supports. So let's get those supports after this week of teaching. I keep forgetting. Dimitri, you're learning this as much as you can.
This will be useful.
Where's your perfect, Dimitri?
This will be
Gotta be a better student now you've come back finally. You've got a lot of catching up to do.
I answered correctly.
Now to do has its priorities straight.
No need for praise.
I'll praise you as I wish to do.
I answered.
Speedrun it! 3 perfects.
I have deep.
3 perfects, pretty good.
I appreciate.
Everyone's chill until the teacher starts sidestepping through the wall to secrets break. You're like, oh yeah, with my butt. It'll be butt first. I'll just be butt humping it like a Zelda sequence break where you're just trying to backflip through a wall. It's just the teacher in the corner rubbing his butt as fast as he can against the wall. There's friction. It's burning. The smell is unbearable. Right, we're nearly at a B.
That's a relief.
If we get 2 more perfects... No, I don't think that even will make it still. But by the end of this week, we will make it.
to mail.
So that's you sorted. Ingrid with the axes. Hey, Jeremy B, thank you for the 27 months. Not a big Twitch review, big fan of your content wherever I may watch it. Glad to have subbed for so long. Thank you very much for supporting for so long, honestly. 27 months, thanks for stopping by, yeah. Right, we didn't get any specials there, which kind of sucks. What were we doing otherwise? Hit that reason, Sylvain. Come on. Get those perfects.
I thought this was.
We want the extra bar of motivation every week.
All right. I thought
this was a test.
I thought this.
Sylvain understands.
Hey, that.
3 perfects. He might actually get there or near there next week, so that's pretty good. You as well. It was nothing at all. Come on. Take the perfects. More perfects. Give me the perfects. Maybe spamming it gets me more perfects. Probably not. 3 goods, 2 perfects. I'll take it, I guess. Who else will we be training at this point? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. It's basically training to see if we can get spells, isn't it? I mean, I did command for you before. Authority, even. Authority's really where I should be spamming it, and I know that.
I learned a lot.
That's where our big upgrades can be got at this point. Right, so that's another week. Begin. Done.
Professor?
Right, you want to focus on the reason skill to excel as a magic class? No. You're fine with your reason and faith. And grow them equally. The problem you have is you do not have sufficient level to rank up in these things. This is the problem. That's what you need.
We did well enough.
Another perfect, of course. The fact I get 1000 G every time for this and it's 5 smithing stones. How can you be 1 away, Ash? 1. Right, Felix is about to get a C+ in authority, despite the fact it's a negative trait for him. Yeah, we've got him with a battalion. Why not? He gets other stats plus 5 damage. What's wrong with that? Manuela's reached a D+ in reason. Catherine's a C+ in flying, weirdly.
More to this.
Linhardt learns warp.
One step before the next step.
Swordbreaker for Petra.
I've got the gist of it now.
Award arrow for Ignatz.
It's all instinct now.
Reason level 2 for Manuela. Not so much this week. Explore again. Alright, and at 33%. The more this month goes on, the more people are just like, I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I didn't do when I explored? I forgot to take and harvest my stuff. My Ash is now... I'll just go the long way around again to him. 72% chance of clearing Bow Knight, by the way. So let's give him a shot. He has it.
Oh, what a relief.
Right, so he's got that. He technically doesn't need to train anymore in riding because he's got the class he kind of wants. And that mixes things up a bit with all the wyverns we currently got going. So we've only got one wyvern. That's how I like to see that after all. You actually took your Bow Knight mastery yet? Give it a shot. We're on Bow Knight winning week, Bernadetta. Can you pass it too? Yeah.
I passed. I passed.
Why not? So she gets to class up too, which does mean that what I should do the most here is move over. Do I move Dimitri's? Where's Ash? Oh no, Ash has got a knowledge gem. That's fine then. Dimitri doesn't need a knowledge gem. Who's got another class lined up? Yeah. Because I'd rather heal you. Maybe Dadu might end up as a battle master in the future as well, which would be pretty cool. Dadu's going to be my most masterclass person, by the way. He's got so many. If this keeps going on, and because he keeps getting in so many battle encounters because of the way you play him, he'll master that class in no time at all. And then we might just be able to make him into Mr. Punches Everyone to Death, which would be quite funny. Goes from horse to punchman. He's just been everything. He's a jack of all trades for me at this point. So that works out. Yeah, that's all cool. Right, time to finally settle in with these supports, because Dimitri has a lot of catching up to do, and I'm guessing he can't grow with like people like Mercedes until he does. So let's get through it. Time for Dimitri's supports.
Your Highness, you still have scars on your back. It does you no good to languish in pain. I will procure some medicine.
No, it is fine. Though they are still deep, these are from 9 years ago. They do not hurt any longer. Besides, it would be a shame if the scars I got from protecting you were to fade. I bear these scars proudly. It makes me think that it was worthwhile that someone like me survived.
To hear you say such things.
Dadu, you say that I saved you. But do you know that you also saved me that day? If I had been unable to save anyone, I would have been the sole survivor. I would have had no reason to keep living. But I saved someone. Saved you. That and that alone has always been my crutch.
When I stood before those soldiers and their swords that day, I was prepared to die. But then, you suddenly appeared, and you shielded me. I knew then that a savior's hand could reach into even the deepest darkness. I still have not been able to repay that debt.
Have you not heard a word I've said? You have saved me in countless ways. 5 years ago, I did nothing but await my execution within my jail cell. Was it not you that saved me?
That was nothing more than my duty as your vassal.
Listen, Dedue, perhaps you consider me to be someone special, but I think the same of you. You are irreplaceable, cherished. So stop saying that we cannot be friends. Stop saying such awful things.
Please, do not look at me that way. You promised me you would build a kingdom that is proud to boast of Duscur blood. In this kingdom, where there is no distinction between the people of Duscur and the people of Fódlan, will I finally, without reservation, be able to call you my friend? Will I, Dimitri?
Dedue. Yes, you will call me your friend again and again, no matter how many hardships I must endure.
I will do all I can to bring about that world as well. To be your friend is what I have always wanted.
Is that so? I am glad to hear it.
But until that time, we must allow no harm to befall you. So please call upon me when you walk alone at night. And even when you go out in the day, please tell me where you are going and whom you are meeting.
In the end, I suppose there is no fixing your overprotectiveness, is there? I suppose I can live with that.
That's the kind of guy you need on your side as a leader, isn't it? The kind of friend. I wanted them to say, but you can call me a friend now. Well, this support might be also equally as interesting. Felix and Dimitri after a death. How's this going to go down? Considering everything so far has been incredibly negative between them.
I have a question for you. Answer quickly before my hand slips and I cut you in half.
Always so ominous. Well, what is it, Felix?
Sometimes you have an animal's face, contorted with anger and bloodlust. At other times, a man's with a friendly smile. Which is your true face?
Do not waste your breath on questions with such obvious answers. They are both the real me. My father, my friends, Glenn. They all meant a great deal to me. And they were all brutally slaughtered. I alone survived. If I do not shoulder the anguish and regret they must have felt, who will?
So that's how you justify your atrocities.
What do you mean?
I will fulfill my duty to the late king. My old man used to say that over and over like a mantra. How nauseating. No one seems to understand. The dead won't acknowledge your loyalty. They don't care. What a load of bunk it is, pretending to serve a corpse. You're serving your own ego.
You are wrong.
No, I'm not. The dead are dead. The living are living. You have to respect that boundary. If you keep stringing gravestones around your neck, you'll snap.
Even still, I cannot forget them, nor can I let them go.
Then keep those thoughts to yourself. If you're too weak to do that, abandon your throne. Become a gravekeeper.
Felix.
I'm not immune to emotion, you know. Far from it. I haven't gone a day without questioning why my father and brother had to die, while I survived. I'll bear this pain until the day I die, but I refuse to wallow in it. I have more important things to do than blubber for my whole life.
You know, Felix, you really are growing more and more like your brother. Always so sarcastic and constantly looking for a fight. But deep inside, more than anyone, you...
What are you getting at?
Oh, it's nothing. But allow me to thank you. Your perspective has opened my eyes.
Not my intention. I couldn't stand the pathetic look on your face, that's all.
I see. If you say so, then we will leave it at that.
Well, at least they seem eye to eye in some respects then, I guess. Right, let's move on. Do we go with Ingrid? Do we go with Gilbert? Let's go to the bottom. Let's see how Gilbert, and Dimitri support each other.
Gustav, it has been 8 years since I last called you by that name.
Your Highness, I must deeply apologize for leaving the kingdom without permission. There
is no need to explain, old friend. I can guess at your reasons. The tragedy of Dusker. You felt responsible for that incident and sought respite in the goddess, abandoning your name, rank, and homeland in repentance. Am I right?
I have no excuses to offer. It was all I could think to do.
I always knew you for a pious man, and I figured that if you were to leave, this is where you would end up. You have changed much. Your face does not have the same resolve it once did.
If I may, Your Highness, you have changed as well.
I can't disagree.
It was my duty to protect His Majesty, your father. Naturally, that also included Lady Patricia and yourself as well.
My father and mother are gone. No amount of regret will bring them back.
My dreams are haunted by the thought that, had I arrived at Dusker more swiftly...
You saved my life at Dusker. I have only gratitude for you, no blame to speak of. I wish for you to remain in the kingdom, Gustav, even after this conflict is over. I need your strength to help rebuild the ravaged land that Faerghus has become.
Please, I beg your forgiveness, but there is no place left for me in that land.
I see. Though much has changed, your stubbornness remains. I have no desire to trouble you. If you do not wish to return, that is your choice to make. But I do advise you to at least visit the place of your birth, if only for your family's sake.
Yes, Your Highness. Thank you. I appreciate your concern.
Oh, I want to get these guys actually supporting up now by the look of it. Another reason for them to return to Annette and the family. That'd be good by me. Right then, let's go on to Mercedes, which is the second of a peace support.
You've been spending a lot of time at the training ground, Mercedes. As far as swordsmanship goes, you're like a whole new person.
Thank you. I have such a great time when you teach me that improving comes naturally.
It's all because of your own hard work. Compared to you,
You shouldn't be so disappointed in yourself. You're improving too. You just need to keep at it.
Well, I can hold a needle and thread without breaking anything now. That's something.
That's a big step. When we started, you couldn't even hold a pair of scissors without twisting them apart.
True. I'm sorry for being such a burden.
You're no bother at all. I like sewing with you. It reminds me of when I was young and my mother taught me how to sew. My mother would sit with my brother and me, and we'd all sew together. Ah, I really miss it. Even though I was barely better than you when I started. Did your mother like to sew, Dimitri?
My birth mother? From my father's accounts, she wasn't great at it either.
Oh, of course. I forgot that the Queen of Faerghus passed away long ago.
Yes. I don't really remember what she was like. But I remember my stepmother, always sitting by the window sewing away.
I'm sure she would have been happy to teach you if you had asked.
She always looked so lonely when she was sewing. So unreachable. She was kind to me, yes, but when she was like that, it was hard to talk to her. I'm not certain she would have wished to teach me.
I'm so sorry, Dimitri. I didn't mean to bring up such difficult memories.
Don't worry about it. If I don't talk about those things sometimes, I'll risk forgetting them altogether. And that would truly be a shame.
I see.
But now I'm just going on and on about myself. Why don't you tell me more about you?
More about me? Oh, goodness. I don't even know what to say.
It's hard to think of something on the spot, isn't it? You could speak of your family, I suppose.
You want to know more about my family? On that topic, I'm happy to oblige. In fact, I'm so glad you asked. It's important to think about your past and share it every now and then. This might take a while, but would you be willing to stay and listen?
Of course. I will listen for as long as you wish.
He's really back. Good boy, patient Dimitri. Alright then, Annette is the first support of an A, and then after that we have Ingrid.
Your Highness, I have one more favor to ask.
Is this about Gustav again? I have plenty more stories about him, but perhaps it is time for you to speak with him yourself.
Oh, it's not about Father this time. This time I wanted to ask about you.
About me?
I mean, I heard all about Father last time, but I didn't ask about you.
Ah, well, I'm afraid there is not much of interest for me to tell you.
Oh, it doesn't have to be funny or interesting. That's not why I'm asking. It's just that I thought I already knew you, but I'm not sure I really do. That day when we were reunited at the monastery, I didn't know what to say to you. So I wanted to prepare some of your favorite food. I thought maybe if you ate something that you liked, you'd cheer up a little. But when I got to the kitchen, I realized I didn't even know what you like to eat.
I see. Well, it's a little hard to say what my favorite is. I just don't really have any strong feelings about food. That said, you're pretty keen on sweet things, right, Annette?
Yes, that's right. I'm at my happiest when I'm digging into a sweet treat. Oh, did you know there's a famous sweet shop in the capital?
Yes. It often had long lines outside, didn't it? The castle guards often spoke of it.
The sweets were so good. They cost a fortune, but I loved them. When Father was still around, we all lived as a family in the capital. Since then, I've had them only a few times. How I'd love to taste them again.
Say, Annette, when this war is over, where will you go? I heard that you were close to Baron Dominic back in the academy days.
That's right. But that's not where I think I'd like to go when all of this is over. I reconnected with Father, so I'd like to live with my family again, in the capital. Also, if I'm in the capital, I'll be able to see you from time to time, right?
Ah, that settles it then. We'll have to get your father working twice as hard.
Father's at a ripe old age now. I'd appreciate it if you didn't work him too hard.
Oh, of course. I will keep that in mind.
Also, the rate of people that work for you jumping in front of a weapon, or jumping in front of someone related to you as a weapon, seems a bit high. So can you avoid that too? That's a polite thing to ask, I don't know. Right then, Ingrid's A. Let's get to it.
Finally, you score a point against me on the ground. You have improved, Ingrid.
That was nothing more than a fluke. My technique was horribly sloppy that last round.
It does not matter what sort of technique it was. You won. If this had been a real battle, I would be dead. You wielded your lance well, without any hesitation. Has your approach changed?
You may recall when I said I'm now able to move on, because of you.
I remember. What did you mean by it?
That I finally understand a truth about Glenn. It sounds as though he died with a heavy heart. A heart that carried regret. I had suspected as much. But instead of acknowledging it, I twisted my memory of him to fit an ideal I've been upholding.
I see.
Your Highness, I will not sacrifice my life for anyone. But perhaps instead, I can live my life for someone. I will pledge my life to you.
And how exactly am I meant to interpret that?
However you please, Your Highness.
Oh? Well then. Ingrid, when this is all over, I want you to support and defend me. As my knight. I have been thinking of telling you this for a long time. We get along well, you and I.
As your knight? Yes, yes, of course. Of course I will. I intended to do so for the sake of the kingdom. Together, Your Highness. You and I. Our first order of business. Putting this tragic war to an end.
Yes. And while we're at it, do not die on me, Ingrid. Promise me that.
Yes, Your Highness. I swear it on my lance.
Must contain dirty joke, but still, there's a little bit of a sign of love at that point in time. And yes, she was a bit night zoned there. It was true. I didn't like that when I saw that. Yeah, night zoned indeed. But still, we move on. Dedu has a support with Mercedes and A. Let's see that.
Oh, Dedu! Are you praying to the goddess of Fódlan? That seems odd. Won't the Dusker gods be upset if they hear you praying to another land's deity?
The Fódlan goddess was recognized in Dusker, too. The deities of foreigners are seen as the protectors of their respective lands. It has been said that we would offer our prayers to her in times of war.
Huh. So the goddess is part of a pantheon. I guess that's one way to interpret it. Anyway, what are you praying for?
For peace to come even one day sooner.
That's a lovely prayer. I was just thinking about praying for that myself.
I see.
Hey, Dedu, what are your plans for yourself once this war is finally over?
To serve His Highness for the rest of my days.
I thought you might say that.
And you?
That's a good question. I was thinking about traveling to Dusker.
To Dusker? There is nothing of interest left there.
Isn't it where you were born? And isn't it where your wonderful food and stories come from? I think those are reasons enough to visit at least once.
Mercedes. If you will allow it, I would like to accompany you. His Highness would surely grant me leave to go.
You really think so? Then I hope the war ends as soon as possible.
As do I.
We're going to have to shower the goddess with prayers. We'll pray that she watches over and protects us while we work to end this war. Then, when it's finally finished, we can travel.
That promises to be interesting. We should pray to the Dusker gods as well.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Which of the Dusker gods should we pray to?
For victory, we pray to the god of war, or just the god of war.
Come on, what were you going to say? Oh, I know. It's the god of travel, right?
Let us leave it at that.
I knew I was right. You taught me so much about your gods. So let's pray. For the end of the war, and for our safe travels to Dusker.
It's definitely the god of fertility, isn't it? 100%. Why does he find that so awkward? I don't know. People have gods. I guess that he'd maybe be worrying that she'd judge him as archaic a little bit there. Well, let's get Sylvain and Ingrid to an A+. They've got all the way there.
Hey, Ingrid. How are you? I mean, what are you? Are you, off to train again?
No, I'm headed to town to buy supplies. But I'll be training after that, naturally. Why?
Oh, I just thought you looked serious as ever. I guess that part of you hasn't changed.
Of course it hasn't. I am as I ever was.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess you're right.
You're being weird. Have you always been this weird and I just never noticed?
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't think so. By the by, have you, fallen for anybody recently?
Don't be ridiculous. What are you even bumbling on about?
Well, everyone's been talking about how you got really, pretty. Just, all of a sudden.
Oh, you must be referring to the makeup. It's not a big deal or anything, just experimenting. I'm still learning. Did I mess something up?
Huh? No, I think it looks good. You did surprisingly well. I mean, considering that it's you.
Very funny. But I must say, I'm a bit surprised. It's unlike you to stumble over yourself this much.
What? No, I'm not. I'm just, curious about why. All of a sudden.
Why what? Why I'm wearing makeup?
I'm still guessing it's for a guy. If I had to try and guess what sort of guy, I suppose I'd say... Felix? No, wait. I'm forgetting the royal line. Dimitri would be a way better catch.
Wow, way to make assumptions.
Is it one of the knights? If it's not them... Wait. Could it be me?
Don't make me hurt you.
No need for violence. It was just a joke. I mean... It's not a joke that you're beautiful, but I wasn't trying to hit on you or anything. Promise.
Beautiful, huh?
And there goes the supposed lady killer. But when he actually tries to be with someone he wants to be with, he cannot string a word sentence together that isn't as awkward as crap. That's... Whatever. Sure. Ingrid. Satef. A C. Maybe she likes older men. I don't know.
Is something troubling you, Ingrid?
Oh, Sedith. You seem to have caught me when I thought nobody was around.
Perhaps I can help, if you would like to share.
I wouldn't want to bother you with my trivialities.
I will not pry, of course. But if you keep it to yourself, no one will be able to help you.
That's true. It's regarding my father.
Count Galatea. I have met him once or twice.
Well, you have likely heard that House Galatea's financial situation is precarious. Many regions of Faerghus are harsh and infertile, but our lands are especially so. There were several years of fruitless harvests. It nearly ruined us. We could barely feed our troops. Then I was born bearing a crest, after generations bore none. Suddenly my family hung its future on me. My father had hopes that with my crest, I'd be married into a noble family, and that House Galatea's financial troubles would be a thing of the past.
Ah, I see. And the other house would benefit from the addition of your crest-bearing blood. It seems to me you have suffered much for the misfortune of being born with a crest.
I beg your pardon?
I know crests are highly valued, but they are also a burden. My feelings are mixed.
You truly think so? But you're so devoted to the goddess. I'm surprised to hear you say such a thing.
Perhaps one day I will expound upon my opinion of crests in greater detail with you. For now, let it suffice to say that whether or not you bear one is secondary to your identity. You are a person, first and foremost. And you should be permitted to grow as a person, crest or not.
I agree. Thank you for listening.
If you ever wish to discuss this again, consider me available whenever you please.
Thank you so much.
Oh, good guy Satef. Knows what to say. What a charmer. Well, there's our supports done again. Alright, we're exploring this week, then we'll probably go to Rebby's battle and finish up on that last mission time. So that looks pretty good there. I'm going to break through a month as fast as possible. As fast as, supports allow us to, Alright then. Where to? What do? Is there any new talky people to talk to, actually? Because sometimes there does become extra dialogue, but doesn't look like it at the moment. Well, first of all, replenish. Then we try to spell power ourselves a little bit more. Shall I keep trying to, grow that support between Ingrid, etc.? I do wonder, what other supports I can really get at this point, because I think Felix has all of his except for Annette. Okay. Annette and Bernadette. To-do actually does have all of his? Well, To-do was obviously super popular, but then he did get in so many combat actions, you can kind of guess he'd get there. Ash has done all of his with everyone, really. Sylvain's done all of his. Mercedes and Dimitri. Annette and Dimitri. Annette and Felix. So I see if we see some pairings that we really want to get there. So Annette and Dimitri. Damn, he's down there. The Do and Annette are already done. Right, who else hasn't got theirs done? So Felix needs... Felix and Sylvain can have food together and fulfill their ongoing bromance. That's to do. Wits?
I like this.
How do I get a
I
Sema?
realized it after I got to the monastery. Nobody in Faerghus knows how to cook.
I got them mixed up there. Right, Ash, Annette. Technically we want Annette and Felix. But Felix hates that. Felix does not like. So Annette and Dimitri. Annette and Ingrid. Who did we pick there? Annette. And Felix. We'll get them together.
I'm happy to eat.
He's happy to eat alone? Sure. Felix doesn't want to be there? Just because you were chosen as number 2? Is that your problem? Dimitri and Mercedes we want to kind of pick up here. Except does Mercedes actually have her... Although Mercedes actually has all the motivation. They should be able to pick up support when they're in the battle as well. So I don't know why I'm agonizing over this so much. I should just get them maxed out and then move on from there. Let's get Ingrid and Satef again and then get the other two, Ash and Dimitri, together.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing...
The flavor is nostalgic.
I'm going to boost their support randomly now because I'm interested in Satef a little bit now in terms of like the way he talks. Now I just need the other two. There's Ash. And we'll get those two together. I mean, I've already got my support sorted after all.
Looks good. I will eat well and restore my strength.
This looks delicious.
So we generally had alternate conversation dialogue with the do next to him by the look of it. So that's all of that sorted. So now we go to our spellcasters again and build up even more of our power. And must remember to go and harvest. Harvest, harvest, harvest. Remind me to harvest.
This
isn't where the spellcasters are. This ain't where they are at all. What am I doing? Spellcaster in the next room.
There's something else.
How am I mixing this up in my brain? They're down there. Why did I think they were up there again? I'm making you hungry with all the food I'm making? Well, luckily I'm just kind of slightly balancing having enough vegetables. It's not perfect, but I'm trying.
I see. I agree. The soul, they'll be able to...
Alright, reason or faith? I mean, really I should pump one, but...
The kingdom...
Both could do a different thing each. There's probably another note at this point in time. Greenhouse. Harvest. Right, we've got Lily of the Valley, a pitcher plant, forget-me-nots, a rose, and an anemone. Da da da, la 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 la. Shall I get some more root vegetables? And cultivate to be a little bit better then. Any cultivation will get it to a 2. I'm 30k in cash.
Hello.
I'm not poor in any way.
I'm really good with the...
People really do not like me running around, do they? Zooping everywhere. Let's check out the notes. Right, we've been without Lady Leia for more than 5 years. Every time the sun rises, I feel a little more accustomed to her absence. I hate it. I know she's still alive. She must be. Don't worry, we'll find her and rescue her. Catherine. You could tell from the hair. Well, I do need more support with her, so that works out too. There's spears with you last time, didn't I? That was a bit of a weird one.
Yes.
Right, we might be able to get into B pluses soon then.
It's almost...
I'm getting closer. Last spellcaster. Marianne, so it'll be Faith. Alright, we're going on to battle on our last bit.
I never would act. I'm a shit.
Will that tip me over? Oh, B plus. No new spell, but Faith level 4.
the hang of this.
The question is, do I get a new spell at A or not? I don't know. So, let's finish exploring. Actually, check sports first. Yeah, I thought so. We got the A plus for Felix and Annette. Sorted out.
Now the flowers are all taken care of. Huh? Felix? Why are you hiding there?
I'm not hiding.
No? Then what are you here for? You don't even have a real reason, do you?
No, I don't.
Then why?
Because of you.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
I want you to sing for me. I hear your voice when I'm asleep or in battle. It's like I'm your captive.
My captive? What are you saying? Oh my, I'm suddenly really flustered.
I can't help it. I don't know what I'm saying. Forget I said anything.
Felix, are you blushing?
I don't know. Shut up. I'm not blushing.
Well, if you feel like that about it, I suppose I could sing for you sometimes. If you like that sort of thing.
Oh? I'd better go. Bye.
Hey, wait! You just got here. Do you want to hear me sing or not?
Yes, I do.
Well, what song do you want me to sing? Bears, swamp beasties, boxes, or dungeon?
I'd like to hear all of them, if you don't mind. Starting with the library song in full. Sing for me, please, Annette?
Well, okay. Just this once.
I want to hear the dungeon song too. Oh, that's kind of like alternate romance. Felix would only have like this way of being, but he's been captivated by a songstress, a siren, awaiting in a lovely garden, not on a little island in the middle of the sea. I ship it. So it looks to me, by the way, that there are some canon kind of love supports going on here. Or at least, like, there are, like, boys and girls together and they chat and they get their A. Which, you know, could lead to something. But there are, like, ones for, like certain pairings that are just way more. Right? Like Petra, Ash, Felix and Annette. Dimitri and Ingrid have been really close to skirting that border. Well, that was a good one. Right, let's finish exploring. We will proceed. We've got teaching, we've got a birthday, and a battle. And something else is happening in the middle week. Probably a choir practice, I imagine. Right, Dimitri, once you've reached A in authority here...
That was helpful coaching.
You probably won't need to trade anymore.
That was helpful coaching.
Now, get you up as much as we can then. Dadu's got to hit that brawling still heavy.
I have deepened my understanding. I answered correctly.
You going with those perfects now, yeah?
No need for praise. I have deepened my understanding. I answered correctly.
Down to 65. What else are we doing? Ash doesn't need to hammer riding anymore. Okay. Let's go to goals. Ash. And we'll switch. Technically, he probably doesn't need either of these. I don't even know anymore. Well, he could get bow prowess next level after all. So we'll stick with bow. And then we'll go authority. And we'll start him getting leveled up on that sense. That front too. We've changed Dimitri off of authority, maybe? I don't even know if you get anything A+, to be honest. I'm just thinking in terms of spells. You seem to get a combat art on the exact number, and then you get the powered up ability on the next thing, so that's the way it seems to me.
I'm
going to hit you to C+, why not?
Whew, that's a relief. You're making me blush.
Alright, 40 level 3.
I understand.
And maybe I'll round out your
I've
axes
learned
with
a
an A
lot.
as well, to be honest. Considering you're going to be learning the other ones naturally anyway. Felix Reason is about to hit over an authority again. I'm going to hit it just because I want to. C+.
Growth sustains me.
Maybe you'll be able to have a really good battalion soon. That'd be really good. It's too bad I can't get duplicates of what I've got because my battalion's amazing.
This could be useful. Maybe. This could be useful. Maybe.
I see him reaching A in the future. Right, who else did we have going on? We want to get you faith, that's for sure. I mean, you're about to reach an A in spears. A+, in fact. Let's get you B in axes as well.
Looks like I did it.
Yes, you did.
Ah, no big deal. That was challenging.
She's very good at
I'm
all
finally
kinds of
grasping that.
weapon chopping now. C in swords, A in lances. She's pretty good with them all. When you look at it. Petra's just like B across the lines there. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, what's Petra's goals, by the way? It is authority, that's what I thought. She's kind of leveling up to possibly be a peg, isn't she? Depending on how we want to see it. Alright, Sylvain. Can we get your reason to an A?
I thought this was a test.
See if you get a new spell or not.
Alright, that's enough praise. Hey. Hey.
We've got him there.
Wow, I seem to be on a roll.
Alright, reason is now an A. Learn the magic Ragnarok.
Still a long way to go.
Not bad, not bad. I guess change off of reason now, I don't know. Doesn't look like there'd be any new spells after all. So must remember to do that. Aside from that, I guess hitting your faith to get that up. It's got some powerful spells. And does that boy?
Yes, that's it. I'll get the next one too.
See if you get a spell at A. Be an attack spell if anything, wouldn't it?
That's it.
Alright, let's check Sylvain's goals now. I think, to be honest, he actually had... No, he still had reason, okay. Let's change that reason for authority faith then. Switching everyone to authority now. Look at the authority flags flying on most of our party at this point. Do you know what? That's not what I want to do. Authority faith.